Hello guys, DJParson here, and I have another game of the World Championship. This time it was recommended to me by one of the players that is involved, by Kamaku, so thank you very much Kamaku for recommending the game. We will check it out now. If you guys know of any great matches in this round, or maybe, I guess the next round isn't started yet, so if you have any great games that should maybe be covered, should be shown to a lot of people, please let me know in the comments and give me the game code and we might check that out. So this is a group match in the group, in the lowers, I think again, yes, lower group 4, and we're gonna check it out right now. So here we are, and we have NBB Chess and Daisy, and then in the last position we have Kamaku, provided the game, also known as Stasi on YouTube, I think. So thanks again. Let's check out the leaders and wonders really quickly. We see the Colosseum, Acropolis, Columbus. We have Isabella as well. We do have the sewers and we have Cook, so there could be a lot of colonies. We have Shakespeare, we have Bach, we have the Hollywood, we have Bill Gates, Marlene, Mandela. Okay, so military actions not that many, I guess. Joan of Arc and the Colosseum and Kremlin, so it's a mix of military actions. So chess takes Confucius, Desi will go for Pericles and urban growth, and then last but not least Kamaku, is he gonna go for Colossus? He grabs engineering genius and the Colossus, yeah. So that will be his pick. Chess is gonna be up next in H1. He's gonna elect Confucius, build a mine, go for the Colosseum. Does he grab a leader? No, he may want. Oh no, he has a leader, of course. So he just grabs the Colosseum. We'll be going for that wonder. Pericles, elect for Desi, goes for lab first and grabs himself the Roman roads and can increase population, so very standard stuff up to this point. Just grab a leader, grab a wonder, start building a little bit of infrastructure. Marco will go for Hammurabi, can elect him, build a mine, and then probably increase population. Yeah, so everybody got an HA leader, everybody got an HA wonder as well. First development we get is trade routes. Okay, chess of course pushing with Confucius, gives him extra science, and then he will also go for extra lab. Yes, grabs the Code of Laws, one of the first cards from H1, and of course one of the best ones, especially because he can go for it next turn, thanks to the extra science that he's gained from Confucius and the development. Next development opened by Desi is the one of politics. And then he will immediately go for Isabella. Ooh, actually decides to elect her. You don't see that often. I mean, he had Pericles before, so he decides to just take the one yellow cube and not the next one. The first one obviously is the best one, but the second one, you usually want to get the second one as well. So he decides to prioritize the one rock he gains from Isabella this turn over the yellow cube he could gain, which is interesting. Kamaku opens a development of religion. I think everybody can take that. Kamaku can, Desi cannot. Okay. And chess can do so as well. Kamaku then builds a lab, grabs drama. We did see Bach, and we saw Shakespeare as well. Interestingly that he takes urban growth here for 2 civilizations instead of, let's say, frugality and reserves. Maybe doesn't want to have a full hand at this point. Chess will push, opens the development of settlement. We'll go for that Code of Laws, builds a religion, starts building on the Colosseum as well, grabs the frugality, grabs a rich land, and builds another stage of the Colosseum, so he doesn't want to go for Eleanor. Is happy with the Confucius up to this point. Desi up next will open development of markets, and that's it for developments. So next turn we could start seeing H1 politics or events. Desi will, you need to build a warrior to get out of corruption, which also makes him the strongest, which is not a bad idea when the first H1 events could come out. Kamaku will not push, will finish the Colosseum, making him the strongest now. And then he will also grab Joan of Arc and Elector this turn, up to 4 strength, and also grabbing the Swordsman. So quite a little bit of strength from him. Chess will push, as Confucius wants to, and gets punished by the Uncertain Borders. So yeah, really well done by Kamaku, becoming the strongest here. And obviously a little bit of unfortunate luck for Chess that he opens that immediately. Uncertain Borders being one of the worst, or maybe the worst event from H1 you can open if you are the weaker player. Breakthrough Ridgeland goes for the Colosseum, stays on 1 strength, but can defend if Kamaku should go for an aggression, which is rather unlikely. Develop Territory, win by Kamaku. Interesting that Desi didn't want it, apparently. He could have gone higher. So Kamaku gets it for just the 1 warrior card and has the 1 colonization from Colossus. But Desi has Isabel, so he decided to just pay 1 rock and not 3. I think I would have gone for 3. I can understand if you don't. But developed territory is worth quite a lot, so getting that for 1 warrior and 3 rocks would have still been a good idea, or a good deal. So interesting that Desi decides against going for that. We'll build another warrior. Has the legion, so 5 strength for him. Grabs Brand Circuses and Frugality. Has a lot of science in hand. And also a lot of rocks. Kamaku grabs the code, also has a lot of science thanks to that colony. Goes for the Colosseum, goes for the Code of Laws, goes for Iron and a breakthrough. Can rebuild 1 warrior to go up to 4 strength again. He of course sees the top card with Joan of Arc. Chess will open that next card, and it is just 1 science for everybody by Confucius. Then a monarchy for Chess. There's a lot of civil and military actions now. Grabs Nostradamus. Is still the weakest for now, but could just build 1 warrior. Will do that. So now he's up to 5 strength when determining the weaker player. So he is not weaker than Kamaku. Still not stronger either. It's always hard to differentiate that, but you guys know what I'm talking about, of course. Desi up next. A lot of rocks, as I said. 1 more science for him as well, so 12 now. Goes to irrigation. Can develop that. Upgrade. If he upgrades again, he would have corruption, so he increases population instead. And builds another warrior. 6 strength. Yeah, he's floating a lot of rocks. I still stand by my point that he should have built 2 rocks. 3 rocks for the developed territory. Maybe he still wouldn't have won it, but I think he should have done that because he has so many rocks. Kamaku now will also go for a lot of rocks with that iron. Can upgrade 2 this turn. Has a very good yellow bank. Science 5 in hand as well. Could go for printing press. As I said, there is Shakespeare, so printing press and drama in hand. And then also, of course, his good yellow bank, thanks to the developed territory, can mean, yeah, very good Shakespeare. Especially he got another yellow cube from the Uncertain Borders, so his yellow bank is really, really looking good. Knowledge of the Ancients, 2 signs for everybody. Not too exciting, but also not bad for these guys. Alchemy grabbed by Chess. Will upgrade 1, upgrades another 1. Goes for Knights, can't build 1 though. Perhaps a cultural heritage instead. So he decides to develop Knights instead of grabbing something like irrigation or cartography. Which is interesting, skipping the irrigation, but yeah, maybe he doesn't want to go for that. As we go into H2, Desi gains 1 of the value cubes, but 0 remaining at the start of H2. Not that often that you see that. And Kamaku, of course, drawing 3 cards with the Colosseum, the Colossus. We have both. Then Desi goes for a circus, upgrades another farm, has no corruption thanks to Isabella, but also doesn't have too many civil actions. There is still a monarchy, and he has enough science, so he's probably hoping for an early republic, early Conmon, something like that. Kamaku will go for the first printing press, develops that, builds 1, upgrades 1 more iron and grabs Also grabbing the Universitas. That's a lot of rocks he has to spend on that. I mean, could of course mean that he has extra rocks in the deck. For example, the new deposits, if he saw that on top or if he has played that himself and he knows there will be a lot of excess rocks, that is a great pickup. If not, I mean, he still has some population and could build more printing presses instead. But it's still a good wonder. 2 more science production is always good. Chess now pushing. Home's Barbarians. He has the most culture, but he's not among the 2. Oh, he is also among the 2 weakest. Yes, of course he is. So he will lose 1 population. Grab the iron, and with the cultural heritage, he can go for that. Interesting that he has 4 mines. He probably has to delete 1 of those at some point. Up to 5 rock production. But at least thanks to Nostradamus, he's not in any danger of aggressions and of course his big amount of military actions. Promise of military protection offered by Desi, so Chess will now get 4 extra strength, but 1 less culture production, and Desi gains that said culture production. So Chess now down to 0, Desi up to 1. And there is an early Conmon, very early indeed, can go for that immediately. And improves his position quite a lot in just 1 swift move. Can go for an extra lab as well. Good way to spend rocks and get up more science production. Kamako opens the next colony, which is inhabited. And Chess able to win for 6+. Not often that you see that. The one guy who doesn't have colonization, or Isabella, wins the colony. But he got a lot of colonization cards and is even willing to send 2 warriors, so he will gain control over that inhabited territory. Kimaku grabs cannon, can increase population once and twice. And then maybe start building the wonder. Yeah, does exactly that. So next turn he can finish the Universitas. Chess will push, opens yet another science from Confucius. Grabs architecture. Oh, architecture is relatively expensive. He doesn't have that much science. Guess he could build another lab. Upgrade all of his iron. I'm not sure. He really doesn't have that much population, so it's interesting that he decides to upgrade all of them and doesn't leave the option to just destroy 1 bronze. Also, I don't quite understand the architecture this turn. I didn't do anything this turn. So, yeah, interesting. He doesn't seem to have the population to sustain 4 mines for a long time. I mean, look at his civilization. He has 0 population in his military. You can't stay at that forever. Desi opens Reign of Terror. Kamaku will lose a population. Desi then grabs coal. Can't just barely not go for it. Grabs the second architecture. Build a 3rd farm. Also grabs journalism. Okay, so 3rd farm for him. And then next turn he can go for that coal. Upgrade that. So yeah, not looking bad infrastructure-wise. Kamaku though goes for Shakespeare. Grabs strategy. Will develop that strategy. And also develop the swordsman. So he really wants to be the strongest. He probably saw something on top of the cards where he said, yeah, I want that. So spends a turn just upgrading his strength and grabbing Shakespeare. Chess opens, oh, Dark Ages. So maybe Kamaku just wanted to get rid of all of his science. And indeed, he doesn't lose anything. Same as Chess. And Desi loses 3 science. That's not what you want. Chess now, last population goes into those knights. He will, I mean, sure, grab the Statue of Liberty. He has a lot of rocks. He needs yellow cubes or population. So, yeah, Statue of Liberty is great for that. Organized religion for him as well. Could do without, but grabs urban growth and patriotism. So all the cards from the first row grabbed by Chess here. Desi goes for James Watt. Oh, nice. Means he can get some cheap coal. Can develop that. Upgrade 1. Upgrade another one. Could even use reserves and upgrade the 3rd one. So 1 turn he goes from 3 to 9 production from the mines. Not bad, Mr. Watt. Also everything... Water's not going to do much more. He had one turn where he shined, like this turn. And from now on, he might get some use if there's coal or if there's a mechanized agriculture, but it's probably not going to do all that much. It's always the case with what. International trade agreement. So Kamaku gets an extra rock, Chess gets an extra food. Interesting that Kamaku wants the rocks and not the food. I guess other way around, Chess might have not accepted it. Kamaku will finish the Universitas, perhaps a breakthrough and an engineering genius. Yeah, he really needs some more civil action, so I mean he's ready for the republics. 2 of them still in. There's Cornmon. Doesn't have the science for it next turn, but overall he's ready with the strategy. Chess finishes that statue, will increase population, use patriotism and build 1 more knight, going up to 8 strength. Also grabbing selective breeding. Not sure if you need to grab that for 3. Desi doesn't really need it. He's probably not going to deny that for 2 next turn. And then there's a second selective breeding still in the deck. So yeah, could have maybe not have to do that. Could have maybe grabbed reserves and revolutionary idea, for example. But I can also understand going for that selective breeding. You really need it. And this way he can go for it next turn, which is probably why he wanted it. Border conflict, Kamaku winning this one, Desi will lose it, and Desi has to destroy a lab here. Which isn't even too bad, because he can use that relation to go into journalism from that philosophy. Grabs rifleman, grabs revolutionary idea, and then increases population, still has good food. So 2 more population next turn, has happy faces, so yeah, can really use all of the rocks he has next turn. Can maybe build a brand circus and a journalism, something like that. Can combine it with the architecture to save some rocks. Kamaku now opens Crime Wave, so him and Desi will lose 3 culture and a blue token. Kamaku then goes for Shakespeare and dramas. And the Republic. Great, he gets the Republic, gets a lot of civil actions now, can increase population and build his first pair probably. And then he's guaranteed basically to get the selective breeding next turn. I mean, not guaranteed, but I would be interesting if Desi denies that, if he has the awareness. If selective breeding comes down to 1, it might be a good move for Desi. Denying Shakespeare his food, his population, could be worth it for Desi to deny the selective breeding next turn. Civil unrest, Desi will have to lose 4 culture and also a blue token. So he's just lost 2 blue tokens. At some point that becomes an issue. Chess now goes for that selective breeding, will upgrade both of his farms, grab a cannon, grab a breakthrough and reserves. So grab a lot of that stuff. Shows his tactic. Not a fan of that, but he will do it anyway. So yeah, he has the mobile artillery, he has 2 knights, he has cannons in hand. Desi not at all ready to copy that. He didn't get the cannons and he has no knights. Kamaku on the other hand has the cannons but no knights. So I guess I can understand it that chess shows it. I still don't like it because of the surprise factor and everything. Not your opponent not knowing what your tactics are. But he wants to be military action efficient, so he will show it this turn. There's the opens economic progress. That's going to be a lot of rocks for Desi. 5, 3 and 4 and 4, 1 and 6 food. 6 food for chess and 4 for Desi. Can now increase population quite often. Goes for the architecture as we said. Goes for on journalism. Perhaps cavalryman. And goes for one Britain circus. So he will have corruption, but just 2. And he's producing 9, so he's going up to 15 rocks, 14 food. And that will also mean H3 will start. Nostradamus is lost, Swordsman are lost, and of course Kamaku draws 3 cards from the Colossus. And he opens Independence Declaration. Desi has no colonies, so no issue for him. And then selective breeding indeed was not denied, so Kamaku can go for it this turn. Upgrade both of his farms. We use reserves. Oh no, goes for Kremlin, grabs Rifleman. We'll have corruption as well, but that happens often after the economic progress. Kamaku stays strongest. Let's see, Chess will not push. You will go for his tactic though by going for one cannon. Grabs Darwin, it's the last leader that's left for him. Goes for another cannon to go up to 24 strength. And can increase population twice. Not sure, wouldn't have it been better to not increase once again, but go for Darwin instead. Would have given him 2 culture production, lose him 1 happy face, but he had one happy worker. So I think he could have elected Darwin this turn instead of increasing pop here. Desi will push, opens Cold War, so Chess and Kamaku get 6 extra science. That can be quite relevant. Goes for Rifleman and can start upgrading these. These warriors increase population to get out of corruption. 3 brand circuses. There is no Pierre though, so that is a little bit sad to see. The tall brand circuses, but no Pierre to enjoy it and do some Olympic Games in it. Increase population again, grab the revolutionary idea, and goes up to 15 strength. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate that he pushed right before becoming strong and not getting the 6 science from the Cold War. Kamaku finishes the Kremlin, goes for another drama, grabs reserves, wave of nationalism and frugality, so he's up to 11 culture production, also up to 38 culture. Desi is up to 7 culture production, 23. Here's the best rock production though, even though he's closely followed by Chess. Yeah, it's hard to say who has the best position. I mean, Kamaku is in a good position to produce a lot of culture. Has a great set of yellow cards in hand, so next turn he can easily build another pair, go up to 15, 16 culture production. So he's definitely got that going for himself. He also has a lot of civil actions, 9 and 5 military. Desi, on the other hand, has a lot of rocks, also not bad in the front of science and culture, but yeah, could be improved, but obviously it doesn't really have a leader at the moment. And then Chess has a very strong military position, a little bit lacking maybe in actions, but he could definitely get more action, especially with that military theory next turn. So yeah, Chess probably has to go for some military play. Will open developed territory, and Kamaku will take it for 2 swordsmen and 2 cards. So that could actually open aggression from Desi on Kamaku. Kamaku's spending cards and units. Even though 1 H3 defend card would be enough to defend. So maybe he could. Yeah, not even that unlikely. He has seen quite a lot of H3 cards. Chess now goes for Darwin. What else will he do? Goes for the military theory. Tanks. I think maybe I would like pro sports. Or how will he get happy faces? Goes for another cannon. Goes for bigger religions. Okay, that works, I guess. Upgrades that. 27 strength. I mean, would have cost 2 civil actions to grab the pro spots, but they give strength instead of the 1 culture from organized religion, and it doesn't. Yeah, I still think I would have liked the pro sports here. Has the urban growth, has the reduced cost from the architecture, so pro sports could have been really good. Freedom of movement opened by Desi, who can maybe go for another goes for another journalism. I would have thought going from the philosophies, but he goes from warrior to journalism. Okay, so obviously you don't often need 4 infantry, I guess sometimes, but he decides he doesn't want the extra warrior, doesn't want to upgrade them to riflemen. We'll go for cavalry instead and build one of those. Grabs oil, so we will see some action after What goes for the coal? Will also go for the oil, going up to 13 rock production. Yeah, an early oil can make what very useful once again. Marco, what did he do with the freedom? Went from philosophy to printing press, sure, giving him another pair, 14 culture production. Goes for cannons. Can increase population quite often, 1-2 times. Goes for cannon, goes for another cannon. Does he have fortifications? Doesn't show it yet, at least. Grabs patriotism, urban growth, pro sports. And will increase population once more, maybe with the reserves. Yeah, and builds actually another cannon too. So 14 strength from him. Could still be an aggression opportunity for chess. He won't do it. He goes for tanks. Upgrades one and a second one. So this definitely smells like he has that mechanized army. That would make him very, very strong. 36 already. Oh, maybe not. Builds another tank that... okay, actually it does make... Yeah, goes to another tank. And can go for 2 more cannons with the reserves. Also going for that military theory. So if he has a war, there's danger in the air for the other 2 guys. And he's still drawing 3 cards. He has a lot of military actions thanks to the Colosseum and the military theory. 56 strength. These guys have to be careful. Rockets for Desi. Will develop them. There's also air forces. But he probably can't go for it this turn. Goes for rockets. There's Napoleonic army. Okay. Of course, it would have been better to have the modern army, but Napoleonic is fine at the moment. I mean, still not enough to defend, but he will also be able to grab that air force. Of course, there's only 2 air forces in a 3-player game, so 1 doesn't get it. Marco goes for Malena. Yeah, good way to get maybe a little bit of extra strength. Grabs urban growth. Good military build-up. So he's ready to defend. Does he have a tactic though? He still only has cannons at this point. If he doesn't get the last copy of tanks, I don't really see a good option for him to go for any tactics. I guess he has riflemen in hand. So he could get the positional army or the entrenchments. So if he has that, or if he can draw those, he could be fine. 17 strength. Definitely not enough to defend against an aggression. Let's see if chess goes for an aggression. Maybe a war. It will be the war. War of a culture on Kamaku. Goes for cannon and cannon. Yes, 72 strength. Grabs Mandela. Okay. Can elect Mandela and then maybe even go for 1 or religion, giving 3 extra culture from Mandela plus the 2 he's giving and 1 civil action, of course. So yeah, great Mandela. Nicely spotted by him. Next up, Desi. I mean, he's the lucky one that didn't have to go for defense, but there could be another war by Chef afterwards. Kamaku getting hit here a little bit, so won't be drawing cards. I mean, could also not be the biggest issue, but Chess drawing 5 more cards makes it very likely that he has drawn another war. Look at that hand. Yeah, very likely that he has another war. Could go against Desi next turn. Desi will go for civil service. He also has to grab revolutionary idea. Ooh, mechanized agriculture. I don't know if I like that. Goes for Gandhi. Goes for Gandhi. I mean, chess has enough military actions. Gandhi's not going to save you completely. I mean, maybe there's some great impacts where it is worth it to go for the extra farm. Or to upgrade the farm. Maybe. 32 strength from him. Kamaku now. Can he defend? Does he have any tactics? Goes for pro sports. No tanks. No tanks revealed. Patriotism. 10 extra strength. 10 extra rocks. Can go for more cannons. Does he go for a rifleman? No. Cannon. Cannon. Ooh, doesn't seem like he has a tactic. Nope, he does have a tactic. Or did he copy that? I guess he copies the tactic. But he's missing the tanks for it. So very unfortunate for him. Going only up to 31 strength is not going to be enough to defend against Chess all that much. But has a lot of resources in hand. So is Chess going to go for another war? Does he have it? He steals 46 culture from Kmaku. Goes for another war on Desi though. So yeah. Seeing the same thing that we saw, Desi not being able to go for all that. I guess he has a lot of rocks, so doesn't have the signs for air forces, but has enough to go for cavalrymen, maybe another Napoleonic army. Yeah. I think Chess couldn't have gone for another one, Kmaku. Tanks didn't come out, so there could still be tanks for Kmaku next turn. And if Kmaku would get tanks, he would improve his strength very, very quickly. So maybe Chess had to go for Desi here, which is also now his biggest competitor. I guess he's sitting on 63 versus the 39 from Kmaku. And then Chess grabs himself fast food chains, which he can finish thanks to the engineering genius and reserve. So yeah, really strong late game by Chess here. Desi opens prosperity 6, 8, and 7. Can destroy some of his igloos. I mean, that's what they are for. Goes for cavalrymen, rockets, destroys a farm of cavalrymen, 57 strength from him. Democracy, revolutionary idea, endowment. An upgrade to get even more food. Alright, 57. So he's gonna lose some. So do we have any hope for some of these guys? I don't think so. I think Chess has a very firm grip on the game, being able to finish his wonder next turn, getting another war. So I think the race will be between Desi and Kmaku. Both of them suffered one war from Chess. Kmaku, of course, lost quite a bit more because he didn't have a tactic and couldn't really go up in strength all that much. H4 will start. Engineering Genius 2 is lost by Kmaku. And the International Trade Agreement, okay, nothing too important. Multimedia from Kmaku. Can build one, maybe. Has a lot of food, so increased population. Builds one multimedia. Can we upgrade the other one? Or just build another movies. Sadly not movies, just the drama. Gives another reserve, so 16 culture production. I think it could get really close between Desi and Kmaku. Desi will lose 55, so him and Kmaku will both be on 55 culture. So maybe it's even looking good for Kmaku. Or not. Maybe it could get it. Yeah, Chess maybe being the kingmaker here. Decides to go for the aggression versus Kmaku. Obviously it's the better target, I guess. He would have maybe been successful versus Desi as well, but I think the chances are a lot better on Kmaku. So it makes sense for him to go versus him. And then Chess will finish the fast food chains. Increase population once. Yeah. 168, and both of the other guys are around 50. So he's gonna win this game, but who's gonna come in second? Desi goes for democracy. Can go for 4th bread and circus, but no Pierre. That is a sad bread and circus. Goes for wonder, or deny it, just take it. Goes for 4th. Journalism as well. Grabs tanks. That's gonna be it. So 73 culture for him. Does Kmaku have another impact? He does, and he will open popularization of science. Okay, so 6 for Kmaku, 8 for Desi. Slight advantage for Desi. Kmaku grabs military theory, can go for that. Increase population. Go for another multimedia probably. Has some more rocks for military. Can do nothing else. Alright, so let's see the impacts. Very close before the impacts. And this one makes it so that Kmaku will overtake Desi for now. The impact of science give 14 and 7. Next up is Harmony 12 20, not bad, versus 20. Okay, both of them not bad. Just 2 culture between those guys. Agriculture, 10, 10, and 14. So Desi, with that food that he went for with Watt, able to overtake Kmaku again by just 2 culture now. Next up is Strength, 14, 7, 0. Is the last one a 10-point swing for Kmaku? It is Government, 21, 21, and 24. So not enough. 150 versus 144. Congratulations to Chess, of course. First, we kind of forgot about him here in the impacts, but obviously it was clear that he would take the match. Well done. Very well executed military in H3. Being able to finish the wonder as well. Going for 1 war against both of his opponents. Putting both of them down. But yeah, very exciting race between Desi and Kmaku here at the finish line. So yeah, Desi losing a little bit less in the war probably was the biggest factor. Kmaku not having a tactic. Yeah, very rough for him. There was the early reveal of the mobile artillery, but I think at that point Kmaku already had no more opportunity to take cavalrymen, I think. I don't know if somebody else took that away. And Kmaku not being able. He had the rifleman, he was ready for some of the tactics, he was ready for the positional army and the entrenchments, but not lucky enough to draw any of those. So yeah, I'm losing too much culture in the war, not being able to build up efficient military cost him a 2nd place, definitely. So yeah, thank you very much, Mark, for giving us the code of this game. Also, respect for showing a match where you lost. I think not everybody would do that. So yeah, thanks again for showing us this match. We will take a look at the final standings of this group now, which is already finished. So the lower 4 bracket, and we can see Chess is also able to win this game, so it probably was the deciding match with the swing. If Kmaku came in first, Chess came in last. Yeah, that seems like enough points to swing the positions of these 2 guys. So very close. Also Desi on 17, so these guys were really close in the match we just saw, and they are also very, very close in the whole group. And then Epovi on 14, but of course in the lower bracket only the first, only MBB Chess is able to advance with very solid placements here. 1st and 2nd in the 4th, 1, 1, 1, and then 2 and 1 in the 2 players. So yeah, congratulations to MBB Chess. Thanks again to Kmaku for giving us or giving me the game code. If you guys have any great game codes of your own games, or if you already spectated some of the matches here and want me to have a look on them, maybe those that weren't covered. So Weidenbaum and I think Daniel are covering some of their matches, so would really be a shame if we covered one game twice and not cover some other great ones. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any game codes or any group I should check out, maybe some really close groups that we want to take a look at. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great day, and see you guys next time.